Hey, what's going on, everyone? The one true Sir Salty here. We are back with my review segment called Salty or Sweet, where I challenge myself to play a new game and see within the first 2 hours if it's salty or sweet. Basically, if I return it or not. And today, we have Dragon's Dogma 2. So before we get into this, what are your predictions? Is it salty or sweet? Leave your comments down below now. Don't worry, I'll wait. Wait, so sorry, are you doing it? Are you guys leaving the comments? Good. So right from the get-go, it looks pretty good. You know, we're king. Things are looking up. Feels pretty good to be on top right from the get-go. What could possibly go wrong from here? Ugh, yikes. Some people made badass characters. I made mine like a middle-aged, high school principal. But anyways, let's get this party started with another salty or sweet review. I'm going to simplify this into a pros and cons section. Basically, starting off with the pros is the combat. This game is fun if you love climbing monsters and just stabbing away, slicing away, and just making them topple. You have several ways of approaching combat, which is really cool. Like you have environmental effects, you have really cool abilities that you learn more of, and they evolve as you play. It's just so satisfying just taking down something so massive and just climbing over, maybe throwing some stuff at it. Hell, throwing some of his buddies at themselves. Like it's pretty fun. You could destroy bridges, which is kind of cool, but somewhat, hard to pull off. And creatures have their own stuff too, where they, pick you up and drop you from ridiculously far. I thought it was dead. And it just feels fun. Like it I feel like a little floaty, a little sluggish at times, but I think that's where it kind of shines. Aside from getting stun locked here and there. And I really didn't expect to see so many zombies at night. Like, holy crap. That kind of scared me a little bit, but not really, because I'm a sweet thief that, can actually land his abilities on his targets. And it's just generally fun. Like, I love messing around with different abilities, such as the ensnare. That was really fun. Just chucking down harpies into the water. Hilarious. They even hit each other. Spells and abilities also look really cool. And just makes for a fun experience. Like, it's pretty much the highlight of the game. It's just going around, fighting shit, and having a good time. Though sometimes when you think you're going to be super cool, the next minute you can do something not super cool, like this. I thought it would give me fall immunity, okay? Exploring is definitely like one of the more interesting parts of this game. The story I find is kind of lackluster, like it's just not engaging enough. It's like kind of more open-ended where like you just kind of talk to some people and it's like, oh, go do some stuff. It's like, okay. Is it monster killing? I'm down. That's cool. But like really it boils down to you're a guy who gets messed up by a dragon and now you're immortal. And then you get these people that will follow you to the ends of the earth and you can get rid of them here and there willy-nilly. Like obviously there's some underlying like schemy plot, involved, but it's not as engaging as one would think for like a single player RPG. Maybe it's because I made a character that's a middle-aged man who's all upper body and no lower body that I can't take a lot of these cutscenes seriously, but the characters seem pretty cool regardless, like other than myself. I don't know what she's smiling about, but she's kind of cute. And again, exploration is probably where it shines. Like you find lots of cool caves and like cool boulders to push, possibly add somebody. Just, that's pretty fun. And you gotta love the camping mechanic. Like, look at this. Like, they just, went to town just cooking some meat. Like, that's pretty cool. That was pretty good footage. So exploration, definitely up there. Story, not so much. And now we come to pawns. This is definitely one of the coolest systems in the game. You basically create your own personal minion as well as recruit other people's minions that they have in their game. And you go on quests and do stuff and they'll tell you all about the world. Like, if they've seen something, they actually tell you about it and they can lead you to places. Like they got a lot of information that they're throwing at you all the time. It's pretty cool. You send your guy, like they can pick him up in quests and people can like them, you can favorite them. And on top of that, you actually see them out in the open world. Like it's pretty cool. It's very interesting to run across and they're just fighting something. It's pretty neat. I kind of wish my Phoenix performed a little bit better, but people seem to like him, so that's all that really matters, right? So yeah, combat is fun, exploring is fun, story a little mid, but nothing too crazy. So let's get into some cons. For starters, finding your first major city in the game drops your frames like crazy. I don't know, it just was immediately noticeable as much complaints are on the reviews are about this. The other main complaint I'm seeing is a lot of like the DLC stuff for like, because we can only have one character ever in this game currently. And The fact that there's all these DLCs to, you know, change our appearances and whatever. Like, I get it, guys. Like, I know it's a bad thing to see in a game, especially when I paid $95 for this. Canadian, so don't let it confuse you guys. But it is a little discouraging when you see stuff like that. All that stuff is completely unnecessary and doesn't affect the main game at all. Only one save, though, in a single player game is pretty ridiculous. I will admit that. I wasn't quick to catch on to the loss mechanic where just taking damage or dying is a permanent decrease in your health. Like, it's not a con, it kind of sucks. Found myself a couple escort quests. Those are horrendously slow. I just found myself messing around until the guy would catch up. Also, there's a lot of stealth missions for some reason, and there is no real stealth mechanic. It's kind of just dumb. It's just really dumb. So really, just to sum it up, it is a fun game. Is it worth your money? Probably. Like, if you love single player action RPGs, I'm pretty sure you'd like this game. It will hook you for hours and hours on end. You might have to deal with, you know, some shitty frame rates here and there, mostly in the towns, but otherwise you'll have such funny moments. You might have to deal with the pawns saying a lot of the same shit over and over again, but that's fine. But honestly, you take it from me, I look for big monsters that I want to take down and fight, and this game's full of that, and it's just fun, satisfying, and just, it's a good time. The moment you've been waiting for, this game was sweet. Maybe a bit of saltiness in it, but otherwise, pretty sweet. If you're thinking about it, maybe wait for it to go on sale or after some of these things get ironed out. But other than that, go for it. Alright, so look forward to some more Dragon's Dogma 2 stuff. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Everyone, use Phoenix if you see him.